Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital's Elizabeth Webber is part of one of the original families of Port Charles. But fans wouldn't know it based on the use of the character lately. Liz has become a shoulder to cry on instead of a valued legacy character. GH fans are outraged over the treatment of Steve Hardy's granddaughter. Rebecca Herbst's talent is not being utilized. For the past couple of years, Liz, Rebecca Herbst, has been used to prop up other characters, like Finn, Michael Easton, Lucas, Van Hansis, and Willow, Catelyn McMullen. Liz's last real storyline centered on a mystery surrounding her childhood, which ultimately led to her uncovering a traumatic event involving her parents. The story's payoff was lackluster at best. The once pivotal character, who used to drive storylines, especially during the days of Lucky, Jonathan Jackson, Emily, Natalia Livingston, and Nicholas, Tyler Christopher, is now stuck on the back burner. He's a waste of potential for the character, especially considering her grandparents, Steve Hardy, John Berardino, and Audrey Hardy, Rachel Ames, literally helped give GH its legacy today. Fans are not happy with the way Liz has been treated. Elizabeth Webber is original lead protagonist's Steve Hardy granddaughter. She should always have her own storyline, and it's ridiculous she's reduced to nothing more than a shoulder to cry on for other characters and their storylines, insisted a fan on X. Elizabeth Webber is original lead protagonist's Steve Hardy granddaughter. She should always have her own storyline, and it's ridiculous she's reduced to nothing more than a shoulder to cry on for other characters and their storylines. Instead of using Liz as a shoulder to lean on for other characters, she and her children should be front and center at all times. However, all three of Liz's children are continually off-screen, and in addition to doing her head nurse duties, she is only seen when she is helping to drive someone else's storyline. Please free Liz from being Willow's bestie, unless she's going to start getting real blunt with her, wrote a fan. Please free Liz from being Willow's bestie, unless she's going to start getting real blunt with her. Those devoted to Liz feel the way she is being written isn't just a disservice to the character, but also to Herbst, a veteran actress on the ABC soap for 28 years. Not letting the single mom nurse be an actual on-screen mom is such a massive mistake on the part of GH. Just a complete waste of talent and disrespectful of a great vet, wrote another fan. Not letting the single mom nurse be an actual on-screen mom is such a massive mistake on the part of Gert. Just a complete waste of talent and disrespectful of a great vet. Elizabeth Webber has been the beating heart of General Hospital for more than 25 years, yet lately, fans can't help but feel she has been pushed too far to the sidelines. For a character who has survived trauma, love triangles, medical crises, family upheavals, and some of the most unforgettable emotional storylines in Port Charles, her current lack of major front-burner material has viewers demanding change. Liz is not just another long-running character. She is a legacy presence whose history, connections, and emotional depth make her essential to the fabric of the show. The audience has invested decades into her journey, and that investment deserves payoff in the form of meaningful, consistent storytelling that highlights the character's strength, vulnerability, and complex relationships. One of the biggest reasons Liz needs to reclaim center stage is the emotional weight she brings to any storyline. Few characters can deliver the blend of empathy, resilience, and raw heartbreak that Liz does. Whether she's dealing with the fallout of her son's choices, navigating her complicated romantic life, or confronting old wounds that never fully healed, Liz grounds every story with authenticity. Viewers know that when Liz is given a major arc, it will be layered, emotionally charged, and full of depth. She is the type of character who doesn't need manufactured drama. Her history alone offers endless opportunities for compelling storytelling. From her first days in Port Charles as a troubled teen to her evolution into one of GH's strongest female leads, Liz's growth remains one of the most satisfying long-term arcs on the show. In a soap landscape that often relies on fast-paced twists and over-the-top reveals, Liz offers something rare: emotional continuity. The stories she anchors have weight because they are tied to decades of character development. When she struggles, viewers feel it. When she triumphs, fans celebrate it. The audience trusts her journey, which is why sidelining her feels like a missed opportunity for the writers. No matter how many new characters are introduced, none carry the same history or connection to the canvas that Liz does. Her presence ensures that the show stays grounded in its roots, even as it evolves. Another reason Liz deserves more focus is her unique position within the hospital itself. General Hospital has always centered around the medical world, and Liz is one of the few remaining characters who actively represents that legacy. As a head nurse, she is a natural connector. Every chaotic moment, every emergency, every major crisis at GH runs through her. The writers have a built-in platform for story just by virtue of her job. Medical emergencies, ethical dilemmas, hospital politics, and interpersonal conflicts can all be told through Liz in a way that feels organic. Whenever Liz is thrust into the forefront of a hospital-based storyline, it strengthens the core identity of the show itself. Beyond her role at the hospital, Liz's personal life provides endless material. Her relationship with her sons, Cameron, Jake, and Aiden, remains rich territory that the writers rarely explore anymore. Cameron's absence, Jake's emotional struggles, and Aiden's future all offer deeply human stories that resonate with viewers because they are grounded in family dynamics, rather than sci-fi or mob violence. Liz's sons are legacy children, connected to some of GH's most iconic families, and sidelining them means losing the chance to explore those connections in ways fans would eagerly embrace. Then there's Liz's romantic life, a cornerstone of her character. Fans still debate her most iconic pairings, from Liason to Frizz to the complicated history with Lucky. Romance is a key ingredient in any soap, and Liz has the chemistry, history, and emotional pull to anchor a sweeping love story. The problem is she hasn't been given one in far too long. Whether the writers choose to revisit an old flame or create a new pairing, Liz brings the depth needed to craft a slow burn, emotionally satisfying romance that fans will follow passionately. Viewers want to root for her happiness because she has fought so hard to earn it. And we cannot forget the Weber and Hardy legacy. Liz isn't just a long-running character. She is the modern face of one of the most important families in GH history. Through her, the show maintains its ties to its origins. With so many legacy characters gone or rarely seen, Liz is crucial for maintaining the show's sense of continuity. Her scenes with characters like Laura, Finn, Jason, and even the Cassadines tap into decades of history. Writers have a goldmine of story potential simply by leaning into her legacy ties, yet they have barely scratched the surface in recent years. Liz is also at her best when she's allowed to be the moral compass of Port Charles. She isn't perfect. Her mistakes make her interesting and relatable, but she remains one of the most grounded, compassionate characters on the canvas. When she is pulled into major storylines, she often becomes the emotional center, the character who helps others find clarity or feel seen. That kind of quiet strength is rare in soap storytelling, and it's one of the reasons fans connect with her so deeply. The show needs her wisdom, her loyalty, her fire, and yes, even her flaws. What stands out most about Liz is her resilience. She has survived some of the darkest events any GH character has endured. Traumatic assaults, kidnapping, heartbreak, the loss of loved ones, the pressures of single motherhood, and countless emotional blows. Each time she rises stronger. Viewers have watched her transform pain into purpose again and again. That resilience makes her inspirational, relatable, and incredibly compelling. It also opens the door for powerful storytelling. Instead of pushing her to the background, the writers should be leaning into her strength and giving her new challenges that reflect her growth. With characters like Jason back on the canvas and Port Charles in constant turmoil, Liz's involvement should be automatic. Her complicated, intertwined history with major players gives her natural stakes in many storylines. She doesn't need to be forced into filler scenes. She already belongs at the center of the action. Whether it's mob drama, hospital crisis, romantic tension, or family fallout, Liz enriches every story she touches. The writers just need to use what they already have: a powerful, beloved, history-rich character with decades of fan loyalty behind her. Fans have grown increasingly vocal about wanting more for Liz. Social media erupts whenever she gets a rare moment in the spotlight, proving that the demand is there. GH has an opportunity to give viewers what they've been craving: a return to character-driven storytelling anchored by the people who built the show's foundation. Elizabeth Webber should be leading that charge. When Liz is central, the show feels more balanced, more emotional, and more connected to its roots. General Hospital thrives when its legacy characters are treated as the heart of the canvas, not as background players. Liz represents everything that has kept the show alive for decades: resilience, family, romance, heartbreak, hope, and strength. She has carried countless stories on her shoulders, and she is more than capable of carrying many more. There is no question she should be front and center. What remains is whether the writers will finally step up and give her the spotlight she has unquestionably earned. If GH wants to recapture the emotional power and character-driven essence that fans miss, the solution is clear. Bring Liz back into the forefront. Give her the big, sweeping, emotionally rich storylines she deserves. Lean into her history, deepen her relationships, explore her legacy, and let her serve as the moral center she has always been. Port Charles needs her. The fans need her. And the show itself thrives when Elizabeth Webber stands exactly where she belongs: front and center. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.